lined up, and we are just about ready to go racing here at Caraway Speedway, the third race on the NASCAR Whelen Southern Modified Tour to take place here at this track that has hosted more tour races than any other track on the tour. Just a tick shy of a half mile here at Caraway. If you want the specifics, 0.455. You see our weather conditions. Just about 3 hours ago, we had a rain shower come through that kind of slowed things down here, but it looks okay at the moment. There are a couple dark clouds around, so there is a threat of rain in the area, but hopefully it will be ready to go. Temperature at 78 degrees. And we mentioned this is a little shorter than a half mile. It's a semi-banked oval that was built in 1966. It was a dirt track for 6 years. It was paved back in 1972. They have had more races here than at any other track on the tour. This is number 32. And way back in the day, you had some success here, didn't you, Mr. Spencer?
I did. I was fortunate to race a modified here and win at this track. Very touchy racetracks, very temperature sensitive. I believe now that we're underneath the lights, the track's probably going to maintain a little bit more grip, opposite of what they were doing this afternoon. It was pretty hot and sunny, and you mentioned the rain shower, but the thing about this racetrack, you've got to get a hold of the exit, the corners, the whole of the racetrack. What I mean is when you step on the power, Eric, you've got to be able to get the car to come off the corner. You can pass on this racetrack. They also have to remember, 150 laps, they will not be able to pit for tires tonight. These guys, what they have now, they have to finish the race on it. They will not be making pit stops.
Keep an eye on the top of the starting lineup. That's how they qualified with Seiss #1, Miller #2, but they had the redraw, and it's going to be Miller starting inside of row 1. We'll get on that in a minute, and you take a moment here to think, because it's time for our eyes on drivers. I'm going to keep you last here, Mr. Spencer.
Okay.
All right, and we give the leadoff spot to Rob.
Well, thanks a lot, guys. I'm going to go with the 23 Chevy driven by Brian Lofton. Of his 11 record-tying wins in the Southern Modified Tour, 7 here at this racetrack. I asked him, what's the plan here tonight? He said, Rob, it's extremely simple. Get to the front as soon as possible, pull away, and try and lead all 150 laps. He'll have to do it inside row number 3. Eric?
Thanks, Rob. My eyes are on Andy Seiss.
I don't get to pick?
No, you go last.
Oh, my.
You go last. So Seiss is taken, just so you know. But I'm going with Andy Seiss. 7 career wins, 3 here at Caraway. He was fastest in qualifying. This track just fits him really well, and he's very comfortable here, he says. So we'll see how he comes out.
He could be the spoiler. He could play havoc on the Miller and the 790 Chevelle. But I'm going with Frank Fleming. I even raced against this guy. This guy has finished second 5 times at this racetrack. He has started every race here at Caraway. And most of all, I like his brother. My brother helped me win in my racing career, my brother Ed. So I'm going with him. Chris Fleming is his crew chief. And I hope that Frank could pull it out for us tonight. The 40 car.
Yeah, the 51-year-old who was pretty fast in qualifying here today. So he has a fast car. We'll see how it all plays out. You have your eye on the qualifiers. We have our eye on the green flag as we're ready to race here on a Saturday night at Caraway Speedway. Start for Andy Seiss as he jumps out here at Caraway. Seiss pulling away from L.W. Miller. John Smith trying to jump into the 3rd spot. Here comes Frank Fleming right behind Smith, and next to Fleming is Jason Myers in the number 4.
And what we're seeing now is these guys really battling it out. We see them too wide racing. They're trying to establish themselves. We see Seuss with a pulling away from Miller, but now we're seeing Miller start to close the gap back up.
Miller dives into 3 as Seiss tries to hold him off. Seiss won here once this year. Miller coming off a win at Bowman Gray. Seiss may be the prince of Caraway. If L.W. Miller is going to be the king of Caraway with his 6 career wins here, Seiss has 3 wins here at Caraway very early in his racing career. Those two go 1-2 here in the opening laps.
And we also see the 25 car here of John Smith. We remember him at Bowman Gray. Yeah, this guy here was snuggled in the back. He took a long time to get to the front. He started up front today. Now he's running third, but we're seeing a lot of pressure put on by Frank Fleming in fourth. So we're seeing a lot of side-by-side racing here. This is the neat thing about Caraway.
And how about the Myers brothers trying to get together here? Bert in the number 1, Jason in the number 4, as they battle going down the backstretch.
Now we're seeing Miller trying to put a move on Seiss on the inside. He does not prevail off of turn 4, but he is not surrendering. He keeps up the pressure on him coming off of turn 1 and 2. Man, just really good racing all through the field here.
Seiss and Miller, a little space with John Smith there. Frank Fleming looking on the inside, and Smith shuts him out going into turn 1. The question will be here today, how many racing lines will there be? Sometimes it's a little trouble getting that outside line here at Caraway, the drivers have said.
It seems that they can't get it worked in yet. And usually the outside line, you need to get the outside line working, because if you start getting in the lap traffic, that is going to be a pivotal point where you catch that lap car at, and you're going to have to probably pass him on the outside. So yes, it could play havoc later on in the race.
Look at Miller right on the bumper as Seiss and taking a peek on the inside.
Boy, that's good racing into 1 and 2. Miller on the bottom, not surrendering at all. Seiss, and he pulls back into the lead.
Seiss had pulled away right from the green flag, but Miller getting right up in there as Seiss wobbles a little bit. We'll try again going into 1.
Well, we're starting to see the second group work, because Seiss goes into 1 and 2 a little high, and he maintains the lead as he exits the corner again. So we're starting to see the two lanes starting to develop. We see Miller making these attempts on the inside, but Seiss holding him off in 1 and 2.
Meanwhile, back in the pack, James Savali right now running in 6th position. Ryan Lofton chasing him. You see Fleming, who, as we mentioned, was good in qualifying.
Don't forget, Fleming has 5 second-place finishes here, so he knows what to expect in this race tonight, but he cannot get around Johnson in the 25 car. Smith in the 25 car.
Finished second 5 times here at Caraway, as Jimmy mentioned, including last July. Miller again looking inside Seiss, but again, Seiss holding on to the lead. We talked about Savali and Miller at the top of our telecast, Jimmy, but don't forget where Andy Seiss is. He's just 32 points out of first place, in 3rd place right now.
Well, we're seeing Miller again try the bottom. And remember what LW said. I'm sorry, but Savali said, you get bonus points for leading the most laps. So Seiss is saying, hey, I'm not out of this battle yet, guys. I'm leading this race, and as of now, I've led 16 laps, and I'm going to try to lead another 134.
Seiss and Miller go 1-2. John Smith 3rd, Frank Fleming 4th, Myers, Savali 5-6, Lofton and Jason Myers 7-8, Zach Brewer 9th, and an interesting name has made his way to Caraway here today. George Brunhosel III, the reigning series champion. He's been racing up north, but this is his 2nd race on the Southern Modified Tour this year. Of course, had an amazing year last year winning the points championship. 5 victories, 6 pole wins, 13 top 5s in 14 races in 09. And he's here today. Bit of a surprise to see him here riding around this track in the 28.
Yeah, he was a late entry, and you know, it's very interesting because he is the past champion. And hey, come on up to race at Caraway, why not? And right now he's moving through the field.
Right now he is in the top 10, trying to push Zach Brewer just a bit. And meanwhile, up front, it's still Seiss and Miller in a tight battle.
We see Savali back there getting a lot of pressure put on from the number 23 car, Brian Lofton. And well, I'll tell you what, Savali, I thought it was going to be in a little bit better shape tonight, but he's still maintaining it. But a lot of pressure being put on right now by Lofton.
We have been caution-free so far here at Caraway Speedway. Andy Seiss, who won the pole in the redraw. He started outside of row 1, jumped right to the front, and that's where he stands right now in the early going in North Carolina.